This is what a man's silence really means. There is just one specific trait that most women in the world tend to be guilty of having. They always want to feel like they have the answers to everything. You shouldn't try to deny it if you're a woman who is guilty of it. For instance, whenever a man suddenly goes cold on you, you always want to be digging into the reasons why. When he stops calling, you think about a number of possibilities to try to make sense of it all. When he doesn't really open up to you about some time, you quickly transition into detective mode and you try to sniff out all the possible answers. And curiosity can be a good thing. It means that you are thirsty for knowledge. However, what isn't good is when you start speculating even when you really don't know anything. What is annoying is when you start getting upset and angry at him over something that you dreamed up in your own head. It can be infuriating having to deal with your false speculations a lot of the time. You villainize men even when they haven't really done anything wrong. That's when your curiosity can become a real problem in life and relationships. A guy just suddenly stops calling or texting you. And you spend all of your time trying to get to the bottom of things. You go over every single moment that you've shared together and you try to pick up on clues that you might have missed initially. You go over the many things you might have done to offend him or turn him off to the idea of being with you. You try your absolute hardest to figure out just where your relationship was derailed. A million possibilities go through your mind. Maybe you said something that might have offended him. Maybe he found your apartment really messy that one time he visited. Maybe he found it weird when you texted him that one time at 2 in the morning. Maybe he got creeped out because he knew that you were stalking his social media feeds all the time. Maybe you can get some kind of clue into his mind. Maybe you can get a glimpse into his thought process and why he's suddenly deciding to act so distant and cold towards you even when in your view, everything seemed to be going so well. Here's the thing. You're wasting too much of your time on this. You're wasting too much of your energy on a fruitless chase for something that isn't even worth chasing in the first place. Just remember that the more time you spend obsessing over this guy who isn't paying attention to you anymore, the more you are depriving yourself of the opportunity to actually go out and find someone new. You should just stop wasting your time right now. Quit it. Accept that he has lost interest in you and just move on. Be strong and independent. You don't need any man to be happy in this life. But if you do want to find love, you have to remember that it doesn't necessarily have to be with this guy that you're just obsessing over. There are times wherein things just end even when you don't necessarily have all the answers. You don't need to find closure over this in order for you to move on. You don't always have to figure everything out before you can be okay again. It's a myth when they say that you need closure to get over someone. You can just simply choose to get over them regardless if you have the answers or not. Not all men are going to be so willing to give you the closure that you would want from them. A lot of men are going to be very cowardly. Some of these men just won't care about how you feel and they wouldn't make any efforts to give you peace of mind. That's why you can't really depend on them. You just have to brush it off and keep moving forward in your pursuit of love. At the end of the day, love is never a certainty. It's never something that can just be given to you so freely and easily. Love is something you have to work hard and fight for. Love is something that you have to be willing to endure a lot of hardships for, and you have to make sure that you are enduring these hardships for the right person. If he goes quiet on you, then try to win him back. But if he refuses to respond, then take that as a sign for you to move on. Your sense of self-worth and fulfillment shouldn't be reliant on this man after all.